Hey, 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 hey. That's the Hey Hey song. Actually, there is a song called the Hey Hey song, and it's Gary Glitter, the one that you hear at all the football games and sporting events. It's called Rock and Roll Part 2. Some people call it the Hey Hey song. So, went to a record fair this Saturday, and then went to a couple record stores that we normally go to that was in the area. So I'll show you, I'll be making two videos. I'll show you the stuff that I picked up all together. Starting off here, this is something that I never seen anywhere else. I guess it's just sort of like a compilation. I'm not sure if this is an import or what. It's the Sex Pistols, Flogging a Dead Horse. And here's the back. And you know, it has all the quote-unquote hits on it. It's just a white sleeve. It's on Virgin, green label. It has Anarchy in the UK. Because what compilation wouldn't be a compilation, I guess, if it didn't have that on it, you know, as far as Sex Pistols go. And it has Anarchy in the UK, God Save the Queen, Pretty Vacant, Holidays in the Sun, My Way, Something Else, The Great Rock and Roll Swindle. So it's the Sex Pistols there. Thought that was unusual. This one I picked up because I don't think I actually have it. Blue Oyster Cult, Mirrors. You know, I've been getting a lot of Blue Oyster Cult lately. I've been really liking them. You know, back in the 80s, I wasn't really into them at all. I mean, I knew a couple songs, you know, the ones that they played on classic rock radio. And then I remember a couple of videos on MTV, but that was about the extent of it. So, quite a few years ago, I got their greatest hits on CD, and then been getting their vinyl here lately. Been getting quite a bit of their vinyl. That album was produced by Tom Werman, by the way. This is the one that I actually was looking for, Secret Treaties, because I'd heard a lot about this one. And this is like supposed to be one of their best albums, if I'm not mistaken. There's the inner sleeve. And this is a custom label there. Semi-custom, Columbia. This one was $8. It says it's marked mint, which I guess it's mint by my standards. And the other one there I only paid $4.50 for, so thought that was a really good deal. Here's a group that I remember. I'd actually forgot about them, but I remember when I seen the record, it's like, oh yeah, I remember them. It's a group called Platinum Blonde. This was in the dollar bin at, I'm not sure where. I might have picked it up at the record show. And I don't remember any specific singles that they had. And I remember them from MTV, or I remember the name. So I'm probably sure that's where I originally heard of them or seen them. And and then this is one that was sort of on my wish list that I really didn't expect to see. Cinderella, Long Cold Winter. I have Night Songs, which took me a while to get Night Songs. So this one I didn't think I'd really ever pick up, but it's not in perfect condition, but you know, I only paid $3 for it. The record's in practically mint. I mean, the inner sleeve and the outer sleeve isn't perfect, but you know, with this being a white cover and all, you know, that's just bound to turn yellow, you know, as time goes on. This is a Brownsville Station record that I'd never seen, so I always pick up anything from them. This one's called Motor City Connection. And let's see. I don't think I know any of these songs. But, you know, Brownsville Station, I have quite a few of theirs now, and All of their stuff's good that I've heard. This is another one I've always wanted, just based on the title, but also like the group. Bless Its Pointed Little Head, Jefferson Airplane. That's a cool cover there too. And this is one that I actually had never seen on vinyl in person, and this was in the dollar bin at one of those record stores that we went to. So, you know, anything in the dollar bin, you got to pick it up. This was another one, and I think there's two versions of this one. Steppenwolf's first one. All the other versions of this album I've seen have like a silver foil around it, or at least the cover is sort of silver foil. This one's just sort of a cream color. And this one, you know, it has let's see, The Pusher is on here, Born to Be Wild, Hoochie Coochie Man, you know. And I might have already had this. I might have shown it in a recent video, but for $1, pick it up anyway. This is another one I used to have on, I think, cassette. Steppenwolf's 16 Greatest Hits. This has, you know, Born to Be Wild and stuff on it too. This also has Magic Carpet Ride, which is a great song, of course. Move Over, Sookie Sookie's on this one too. That's on MCA. It's just a regular white sleeve. This is another one I'd never seen anywhere. This was $1 too. Black Oak, Arkansas. I have quite a few of theirs. This one's called... Actually, this one might be this... No, this one's Ain't Life Grand. And it's got a little symbol there. It's a little acorn with... muscle-bound acorn with some lightning bolts. They do a Beatles song on here, Taxman. Backdoor Man, which I'm assuming that's probably the old blues song from... I don't know if it was Howlin' Wolf or Muddy Waters did that originally. If that's the same song, it probably is. And then I also picked this one up. This one's called Balls of Fire, Black Oak, Arkansas. So I think I have like, this makes the fourth ones, that makes 4 Black Oak, Arkansas that I have. So, and this is a Lazarus sleeve. I don't know if this is the one that came with it or not, but it has like, you know, it's hilarious, and I'm assuming this is the store Lazarus. If you remember the store Lazarus, then it was later Elder Bierman, I think. But there's that. This one I picked up as well, because I don't think I have Dio Last in Line. I could possibly have that already. I know I have Holy Diver, Dream Evil, and Sacred Heart. So I picked that one up. I mean, you can't go wrong with Dio, especially for a good price. I think it was $3. So this one, my girlfriend found it before I got, because we were sort of looking together and we were looking separate. The place was so busy at this record fair, you know, you're bumping elbows with people because the aisles wasn't really that wide, and this is only the 3rd annual one that they've had of this specific record fair, so it was busy to say the least. So anyway, she was looking at some records on down the aisle there where I was, and she pulled out a couple things for me, and I'm so glad she did, because I don't know if the time I got there if they would have been there. This is the Plasmatics. This is the Plasmatics record that I was actually, the one that I really, really wanted. I mean, I'd like to have all of theirs. And this is pronounced Coupe d'Etat. But, you know, Wendy O. Williams, the Plasmatics. I listened to this earlier, and there's only one song on here that I was aware of hearing, The Damned, which is one of their videos that I have on a compilation. But the Plasmatics just does not show up at all. At least I haven't. I think I seen one the other day, and I don't know why in the world I didn't pick it up. It wasn't this one, but that's on Capitol. Yeah, I remember seeing Wendy O. Williams host the Headbangers Ball back in the 80s, and when she was on the screen, I'm assuming she was in front of a blue screen, because in the background they would have like, it looked like maggots crawling around on the background. I don't know if anyone out there remembers that, but anyone that used to watch Headbangers Ball all the time probably remembers every detail about those shows, because I know I watched them. When we had cable, I watched them and recorded them, and then we didn't have cable for some reason. I don't remember if we moved or what, and so I would always go over to my grandma's house, spend the night, but I would go down to my cousins that lived down the road because they had cable, just so I could watch Headbangers Ball. I'd stay up all night, and a lot of times I'd be the only one still up watching it. Everybody else would just go to bed and say, oh, just let yourself out when the show's over, or just sleep on the couch, whatever. Here's another one that was on my wish list, and I think I've mentioned this in the previous video. I've passed this one up probably 3 or 4 times, and my girlfriend has it, and this is The Cult, Sonic Temple. I found this one, and it was still sealed. I have already opened it. It's in, obviously, mint condition, still sealed. This is an original, because I don't know if this one's been reissued or not. It's on Sire. And I paid $25 for this, which I think that's more than fair, considering it's probably an original and it was still sealed. I mean, that's just, to me, I'd said, the next time I see this record, I am getting it. So, I held out to my promise on that one. I promised myself I would. It says it's factory sealed, is what the sticker said on it. And this was, this was probably, I don't know if you could say this was the height of their popularity. It has, Firewoman was a major single, and Edie was on here. Sweet Soul Sister, I think all 3 of those were singles. But I mean, The Cult, So I'm only missing a couple now from them. This is another one that I was surprised to see. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, Flashback. I knew this was on vinyl, but had never seen it in person. So when I seen this, I snatched it up. And this is a double album. Gatefold. Joan Jett is Joan Jett. And you can't go wrong with anything she's ever put out, in my opinion. And it's a custom label. And it's a double album, like I said, and it's blue vinyl. So, it's blue marble, actually. This is a unusual compilation because it has, it has the songs you expect, but some of them are different versions than the other album, the original hit versions or single versions. And as soon as I get the sleeve back on here, I'll just go ahead and let's see, she does Real Wild Child on here, which is a great version of that. She does Cherry Bomb with L7. Light of Day is on here. Also the Sex Pistols song MCA, but she changed it to EMI. Rebel Rebel, David Bowie song, Be My Lover by Alice Cooper. Then she does Bad Reputation, which is live. Black Leather, I Love Rock and Roll, which she does with the Sex Pistols. It's got 20 songs on it, and like I said, I used to have this on cassette, and I really enjoyed it because it's varied material, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, that the songs on here were unreleased. I mean, not only were they not on other albums, but this is like a demo. They were either demos, live versions, alternate tracks. I think that was the whole point of the release. This is another one, and the last one I'll show in this video. I've held out on this record forever and ever, and I see it all the time. And it was one that I remember from the 80s because MTV played a lot of their videos on this. This was the Rolling Stones, Under Cover of the Night. And this one has the title track, which is a great video, great song. She Was Hot, which was another video, another great song. And then Too Much Blood was one that was played on the very first time I seen it, and it might have been the only time I seen it on MTV that I remember. Elvira had a Halloween special in 1986. I think it was 1986 on MTV. And she played it was like a 2-hour special, I think. and she played all, quote-unquote Halloween videos or Halloween-themed videos. And that was one of the videos that she played. If you haven't seen that video by the Rolling Stones, it's called Too Much Blood. Look that up and watch the video. And then the album version of that song is the unedited one, which has a little bit of a middle section extended compared to the video. But found some really good stuff. Oh, and I got one more that I forgot to show. Save the best for last. This one was something that I didn't even, it's something I've been wanting, but I'd never seen it, like, ever. And I just assumed that since it was the 80s that it was out on vinyl. So I had already went through all the records fair, and I went back one more time, to any tables I might have missed, or just to double look through stuff, to kill time, because we still had plenty of time before they closed up. So I flipping through it, and I found this Blood Good. This is the Blood Good that I've been wanting. I have this on cassette, and it's just a self-titled, and I just about fell over, because I have one other Blood Good. I have Detonation on vinyl, but this is the one that I really wanted. I'd like to have a couple more of theirs. Not only was I excited to see this in mint condition, but I don't know if you can see this on here, it's actually signed by all the band members. By Michael Bloodgood and Les Carlson there. And it says, love Jesus, Jesus is number one. It says Jesus rules, and it has all their signatures. So that was, and I didn't even realize it was signed until I got it home and was looking at it. And then it had all the inserts here. It has the lyric sheet, and it's on Frontline Records, just black vinyl. And then it had this with it too. This is the merchandise order form for t-shirts and stuff. It has all the t-shirts, some cassettes in here. So that's really cool. And then this was sticking in the back of it. This is a flyer from Bogart's, which is a concert venue in Cincinnati that they had played back in the day, I guess. By the looks of it, it probably was the 80s. April 20th at 7:30. Meet Bloodgood from 3 to 5 p.m. show at the Record Alley at Dixie Highway in Kentucky, it says too. So tickets are at Ticketron. So, that was really extra cool to find that. That was like a really holy grail, no pun intended, that I didn't expect to find, and autographed no less. So, not only was all those other finds that I showed in this video worth the trip, but this one especially, if I'd have got nothing else but this one, it would have been worth the trip. So that's my final one right there. I almost forgot. I set that one aside because I wanted to save that one for last. So there you have it. That's my first video of my quote-unquote metal and hard rock finds from the record fair and or record stores this past Saturday. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you like all my videos, give those a thumbs up. If you haven't seen them all, go back and watch them, and support and comment and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. I do my share of video watching myself, and I really enjoy it. Really enjoy watching other people's videos and interest. I've been turned on to a lot of music, a lot of information that I'm not familiar with, so it's a learning experience. And we'll see you in the next video coming up.